Hello friends, welcome to course GUI Application Development using VB.NET. In this lecture, you will understand the concept of ADO.NET, its need, its implementation using browser and implementation using code. Significance. The full form of ADO.NET is ActiveX Data Object. It is a set of framework database programming classes that renders the data access services of the .NET framework. Outcome. After completion of this lecture, you will be able to write a program to fetch a data from the table and display in the data grid. ADO.NET architecture. Actually friends, our VB.NET is used to design the front end, and we are always storing our data in the backend like the Access, SQL, etc. When we are requiring to get the data of our backend into the front end, at that time there is a need of the component like the ADO.NET, which will make the communication between our front end and the back end. For that, there is a requirement to understand the working of ADO.NET architecture. Our ADO.NET architecture is having two parts, provider object and the common object. The .NET framework is the data provider object and the common object is the data set. Our .NET framework data provider has four different classes. The first class is connection class. It is used to provide physical connection to the data source. The command class, it is used to perform the SQL commands like insert, delete, update. Data reader class, it is not to update the data, it will just read the data, and the data reading will be performed in the forward only manner. Now the data adapter, this is the most important part which will make this will bridge the gap between the database and the data set. Okay, so our database, we are having the database, it will our ADO.NET will work on the data set, which is the copy of the database, and our database data adapter will make the communication between the database and the data set. Now our data adapter will perform various commands like select, insert, update and delete on the data set. So friends, we will see how to implement the ADO.NET in our Visual Studio. For that, I will open my Visual Studio and I will select the Windows Form application. So this is my Windows Form application. My task is to communicate with the table. I have created here one table in my MS Access. The name of database is my student, and in that I have created one table student, which is having these columns: first name, last name, city, marks and birth date. So these are the data which I have stored in my student table, and the table is stored in my database my student. Okay, my student is the name of my database. So friends, we will use this particular table and will make the communication of our front end with the back end using ADO.NET. Okay, now here we are having the data source. So for that we are required to insert it. It is here, data source. So I will click it, and here I will get one symbol to add for the data source. Okay, now here I will add the new data source. Here I will get this browser wizard, and here I will select the database, will click the next. Again I will select the data set, will click the next. Here it will ask me for new connection. I will click here the new connection, and From here I will select my database Access. As I am using the Microsoft Access, it will make the OLEDB connection between my front end and the back end, and I will browse my data base from here. So my database is my student. I will open that database. I will test my connection. So this my connection is tested. So I will make OK and I will click next. Now it will ask me that the connection you selected uses a local data file that is not in the current project, and would you like to copy your file to the project? Now see friends, I have stored my database at different location and my project file is at a different location. Okay, it is asking me that whether the database should be copied to the my project file. So here I will click yes, so that wherever I will take my project folder, the database will be automatically copied and I can put it on the different system. Okay, so I will click next, and here it will ask me to choose your database object. So I will choose my tables and view. I will check my tables. So these are all the student table and its fields. So I will finish this particular wizard so that my database, that is my student, is added here and table is also added. Now what we will do, we will make here the details. So if I will use these details, it will put all my fields, table fields here. Okay, and suppose I will click here data grid view and I will put it here, it will have my data grid here. Okay, so here automatically my student data set, student binding source, and student table adapter manager, and student binding navigator, all these will get added automatically. Okay, now suppose I will execute this particular project. It will run and will show my table content. Okay, so my grid will display all my columns and rows. Okay, so this will the complete view of my grid, and here I will be able to see single elements. Okay, now from here I can add new element also. So if I will add here the new student name, his city, his marks, and his birth date, and if I will save it, it will get added here in my table. Okay, so in this way we can add n number of data, and also we are able to select able to delete the data that we have selected here. Let us say if I will delete this data, it will be removed from my table. Okay, and you can see this updation, the changes into your database that you have copied to your folder. Okay, your project folder. So this is the one way by which the use of wizard with which you have performed the connection of ADO.NET. Okay, now there is another way to make the communication using code, so that we will see. For that I will open my Visual Studio, will create my Windows Form application, and here I will give label my project 24_1. Okay, so this will create my project, and here now I will on the button click I will display the content of my table in the data grid. Okay, so from this toolbox I will take one button and I will bring one data grid. So this is the data grid view, and on the button click of this particular I will add or I will display the table content into my this data grid view. Okay. Now friends, here there is the manual way that you can add your table here instead of performing those steps from here. Okay, so from here also you can add your table. Okay, so that can also be done by performing this add project data source. Okay, but now for this particular application I want to add the data set on the button click of this particular button. So I will write my code here. So for manually making the connection, we will require to define one variable dim con which will the object of my connection. So as OLEDB connection. Now friends, before starting this, we will require to import the namespace system.data.oldb. So I will import system.data.oldb. So this is my namespace that I will add. Now here I will write down OLEDB and OLEDB connection. Okay, and here I will required to specify my provider. So dim con as new OLEDB connection. Okay, now here I will require to specify my provider. So this is very important task to write the provider. If our provider is correct, then only our connection will be successful. For that I will again use my browser wizard to get the my provider. So I will again browse my database and test my connection, and I will click this advanced button. From here I will get the complete provider string. Okay, now I will not going to use my wizard, I will just use my provider. So I will copy that here. Okay, so this is my provider and I have created the object con of my connection. Okay, now here I will create an object for my command. So the object of my command is cmd as new OLEDB command, and here I will pass my command. Okay, so my command is select star from student. Student is the name of my table. So here I will pass that, and here I will put comma and the connection. So this is my command. Now I will have the data adapter. For that I will again define one variable data adapter as a new OLEDB data adapter, and I will pass my command to it. Okay, now I will define one more variable for my data set and write here as a new data set. Okay, now here I will have the connection to open. Okay, so I will write down con dot open the connection. Okay, now here I will make the one more variable dt for my data table. Okay, so I will make it here dim dt as new data table, and here I will assign my data set to this table. So I will write down ds dot tables dot add. I will add this particular table to my data set. Okay, now here I will fill the data in my table. For that I will use this adapter and fill method, and I will use here dt. So I will fill that data table, and I will open my connection, and after opening my connection, what I will do, I will display that data into my data grid. So for that data grid view 1, this is the name of my object that I put on my form, and here I will write down data source. So data source is equal to dt dot default view. So this is the code that I have written on my button click, and after this I will close my connection. So con dot close. So this is the closing of my connection. So friends, let us save it, execute it, so that on the button click it should display my table. So in this way our table is displayed, and we have performed this coding. So what we did, we have created first connection, after that command, after that data adapter, data set, data table, and we have just added our table into data set, and we have filled our table into data adapter. We have opened our connection, and in the grid we have just displayed the content of our data table, which is stored into the object dt, and after that we close the connection. So this is all about how we have transfer our content from back end to the front end. So we have displayed our table in the data grid control of our .NET. Okay friends, I think you may have understood everything, how we have created our application using the wizard and using the manual code.